runs. Expectations met. For the Orioles, the bats came alive. 3 home runs, propelling them to a win over the Jays. And wouldn't you know it, Davis, Jones, Hardy, all going to the All-Star game, all had home runs in the ball game last night. So here in Game 2, Manny, you're going to the All-Star game. What do you think? A Saturday blast? We're waiting. It's the Orioles on Masson, and they are home with 2 more left to go before the All-Star break, and they'll play those against the Jays. And this one on a Saturday afternoon, a sellout crowd will be on hand here at Camden Yards as Oriole fans watching their ball club try and overtake the Boston Red Sox in the division. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thornton. Welcome for the Orioles. If they can get the win today, it will guarantee them their 18th series win. They'll be 18-9-4 if they can win either today or tomorrow in the series. We expected home runs. We got them last night. 5 combined by the 2 teams in the ball game. And, of course, the Major League leader was involved. Chris Davis in the 2nd inning with a runner on. The blaster delivered yet another one. The opposite field. A 2 RBI homer, a Major League leading 35 home runs on the season. He continues to be absolutely phenomenal. Check the numbers. There's the lead he has in the majors. On the other side, Gonzalez in the National League. Carlos has 25. He's got 11 opposite field home runs, the most in the majors. That's the number he had if you combine his opposite field homers in 11 and 12. And the only players with more home runs before the All-Star break are Bonds, McGuire, and Jackson. As far as Chris is concerned, the first 2 he discounts. It's Reggie Jackson at 37 is the one he recognizes as having the most. Mike Bordick, he continues to put on a great show and a chance at setting the all-time single-season mark for the Orioles. He's on a pace for 61. Brady Anderson has the mark at 50.
Yeah, I mean, he's been swinging the bat so well this year and certainly holds the pulse to the Orioles offense. I think when Chris Davis kind of went into a mini slump last week, you saw the results of that, the impact he has on an offense. Everybody kind of tapered down a little bit, and it was the least production they've had all year. Chris Davis hits a home run last night, boom, off they go again. So this offense really relaxes around him. When Chris Davis is on fire, which he has been most of this first half, they really feel comfortable and they let it fly as well. So it has a huge impact, his bat, the home runs that he's hitting, and I think he's going to break that home run record. I mean, if he continues to stay healthy throughout this season.
Yep, we'll get a look at him for 2 more games before the All-Star break, and this afternoon for the Orioles, they are hoping that they'll have yet another good start. Of late, the starters have been good. Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Here at Camden Yards, no reason to believe fireworks in the way of bats that we saw in the first game won't continue. You look at this season series, we showed you the numbers last night. They were offensively motivated, well, even more so after the ball game last night. Blue Jays still have the edge on the season series. Batting averages both high. See the runs scored. I mean, they're up over their 11 runs a ball game combined. Home runs way up. They're starting to approach 4 a game now. And that means ERAs have got to go up, and they have for both of these teams in this series. And as we get ready to go, light overcast here at Camden Yards. Our train game time temperature at 87 degrees. It is warm out there in that sun today, humidity at 59. Train celebrating the 100th anniversary by offering irresistible financing. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. For the Blue Jays, Reyes, Bautista, Encarnacion, Lynn Rasmus, and his tourists. Aaron Sebia. Brett Lowry is back, and he will be at second base for his first major league start there this year. And Encarnacion, you see, 2 for 5 last night.
And here's the scouting report this afternoon for Jason Hamill. Follow the leaders. 3 strong outings in a row by Chen, Gonzalez, and Tillman have led to wins. And Jason would certainly like to keep the staff rolling as they approach the All-Star break. Limit the long ball, though. That's going to be a key. The Jays are the second best home run hitting team in baseball, of course, behind the Orioles. And they hit a couple of home runs yesterday, and they have the ability to score quickly. Secondary strikes, I think that's going to be the key for Jason this afternoon. Throwing more strikes with his off-speed pitches will definitely help keep the Jays hitters off balance and off his fastball. 19th start of the season, 7-5 record, 5.03 earned run average, 77 strikeouts to 35 base on balls on the years. Here's a look at the opponent batting average, 277, lefties hitting 272, and righties at a 285 clip.
Orioles are looking to continue with the starts that they have had in the games that have been pitched by Tillman last night. 3 runs, 8 hits over 6 innings. Miguel Gonzalez, a run on 4 hits, 6 2/3 before that. Wei-Yin Chen, a run on 3 hits over 7 the game before that. Well, the Orioles have gotten real good starts in those last 3, and that has really helped the bullpen get back to where they want to be as far as rest is concerned. And now, with they having done their job, Tillman sitting back there. See what Jason Hamill can do today. Here is Reyes, the shortstop, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Switch hitting shortstop has had a 3 for 5 in the series. 4 for 11 lifetime against Hamill. And the pitch to him is taken outside for a ball. Hamill's got that 4-1 record against these Jays coming in, a good mark. 12 career outings, 9 starts against them. That'll go to right field. That's near the wall, and it's going to hit midway up. Markakis will pick it up. Reyes is on with a leadoff double.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Jason Hamill this afternoon. McLeod, Jones, and Markakis once again in the Orioles outfield. Hardy and Roberts up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners with Matt Wieters behind the plate.
So Reyes on at second base with the double. And here is Bautista. Struggles for Bautista continue. Golden Sombrero 0 for 5 in the ballgame last night. He's had only 2 hits in his last 24 at-bats. He and Encarnacion have both struggled of late. And that will be a strike to Bautista.
Yeah, a little cross up there, I think. But a nasty breaking ball. But Matt Wieters saying, hey, let me know when you're going to throw that breaking ball. How about that? Here's a look at the curve ball. Big hard one. Buckles Bautista and Wieters. Nasty pitch.
Wieters coming up looking for a straight fastball. Got to go back down to get it. Roberts will hold the runner close at second base. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Bautista. He reaches for it and fouls it back. You see here at Camden Yards, amazing for Jose Bautista that in this ballpark, the home run hitter he is, that he would struggle like that.
Yeah, lowest career average at Camden Yards. Jose Bautista on that list at 174. Reynolds 192. Milligan 193. Jeff Rebele at 198.
0-2 delivery on the way to him, and he'll pop it up. It's right there at the plate. A little help at first. Wieters, though, will take it in fair territory. And Bautista's retired, one away. So their first chance with a runner in scoring position for the Jays, and they don't get it. They are 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position from last night, and they had their chances. They left 9 on base in the ball game. Now the runner at second base with one away, and is Encarnacion. 2 for 5, a homer and an RBI in the game last night. And he puts that one up in the air. Oh my, they just turn and watch. Goodbye home run into the Jays bullpen on the second level. He homered last night, he homers again, and Encarnacion gives the Jays a 2-0 lead. And here we go again.
Well, he is not missing mistakes right now. Very aggressive pitch up in the zone. Take a look at here. Fastball that just stays fence high, ends up out in the Blue Jays bullpen. And he attacks that pitch. First offering from Hamill going deep.
Well, we don't see many hit back there. Almost cleared it. He almost got it up to where the people stand behind the second bullpen tier. That is a big shot. Here's Lynn. So Hamill gives up his 19th home run of the season, and 7 of those have been hit by right-handers. Another power hitter in Adam Lynn. 3-game hit streak for him. Lynn will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike. These are the number 1 and 2 home run teams in the league, with the Orioles continuing to lead everybody with 128. Now 115 have been hit by the Jays. And the pitch is taken outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Lynn carries a 14-game hit streak against the Orioles into this ball game. He's always done well against the Orioles. A big problem out. That is in there for a strike.
That's where you got to keep it if you don't want to give up the long ball. The down in the zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Lynn, he'll put that one in the air. That's going to be a tough play. McLeod diving, can't get it. Rolls free. Lynn will make a big turn. Jones will get it back into the infield. So Lind is on with a single and a 4-game hit streak.
Take a look at Nate McLeod. Good closing speed, but just unable to get to it. Then the ball ends up trickling away, and Adam Jones, fortunately, right there behind Nate McLeod. Quite an effort. Nate can't pick up the ball. You see Adam Jones coming in from behind. He's made a couple plays out in center field the last couple days, looking like a shortstop. That throw on the run back to second base,
which is where he wants to play anyway.
That's right.
Shortstop. So Linda's on with a base hit. Tough start for Hamill, as 3 of the first 4 have reached base. 2 have already scored, and here's Rasmus. And Colby Rasmus will take the pitch for a strike. Infield shifts over, playing him to pull. He had a 3 for 5 in the ball game last night. Rasmus this season against the Orioles putting up some big numbers, and he will square and takes the pitch away. He's another home run hitter, particularly against the Orioles. He's had 6 career home runs against the O's, and 3 of them have been here at Camden Yards. Hamill with a runner at first base. 1-1 delivery to Rasmus. He'll pop it up, and it'll be back in the seats.
Take a look at Jason Hamill. Home runs per 9 innings since 2011. Back in 11, 1.11 per 9 innings for home runs. Last year, very good year, .69. Great command. This year, his command hasn't been quite as consistent, and that's why you see these numbers getting up there. 1.53 home runs per 9 innings for Jason.
1-2 delivery to him, fooled him but missed. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Toronto's lost their last 2 ball games. The Orioles have won their last 3. Season series now stands at 5 wins for the Orioles and 6 for the Jays. John Gibbons Ball Club cannot get to 500 before the All-Star break. They're 4 under right now. Ground ball to second base. Brian Roberts. There's Hardy. Relay over to Davis. And they got him. Double play. But a couple of runs in, Encarnacion delivers his 25th. 2 runs on 3 hits, nobody left on. Is full today. Big house on hand on this summer afternoon. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles. McLeod, Machado, and Markakis. Jones, Davis, and Hardy. Wieters, Roberts, and Reimold. Adam Jones, a big night last night. 3 for 4, including that homer and 3 batted in.
And here's a scouting report for Todd Redmond. Earned spots. Yeah, he was pitching well enough out of the bullpen that he got a spot start last week. 5 strong innings, just gave up 1 hit, so here he is, gets another chance. Harness the homers, though. That's going to be the key for him. Of course, Baltimore Orioles' best home run hitting club in the game, and he has a fastball slider mix. But 4 games this year, just 1 start, 3.55 earned run average.
And Nate McLeod leading it off. Will take the pitch up high. Nate's had a real good year against these Jays, hitting .343. Last night had an 0 for 3 in the opener of this 3-game set. 2-0 delivery, and McLeod will take the pitch for a strike. Well, the Orioles down early by a score of 2-0, and we'll see if the booming bats for both these teams continues, as we saw in last night's game. McLeod will go to left field. It's in the yard. Just shy of the warning track. Bonifacio's got it.
Take a look at the Blue Jays defense behind Redmond. Bonifacio gets to start in left field. Rasmus once again in center, and Batista over in right. Reyes getting the start at short, with Lowry just being recalled to start at second base. That's the first to his career, as Turris at third, Encarnacion over at first, and JP Arancibia behind the plate.
There is Lowry at second base. He's been their third baseman. I asked John Gibbons, the manager, about that before the game, and he said, nope, it's for real. He's playing there. He said, we're going to put him at second. We're going to see how it works out, but it's going to be a regular move. It's not just for a day. And they'll play his Turris, DeRosa, over at third base. And he said they will not move Bautista back over to third. He doesn't want to play there, and they don't want him playing there, so he's going to stay out in right field. 1-1 delivery on the way. Manny Machado slashes that one back.
Well, you certainly want
2 strike count.
You want to keep your power hitter comfortable, and if he feels
let's just put it, say it right. You want him happy.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want him playing where he doesn't want to play. And he doesn't want to play third. 1-2 delivery got him to chase on that one on the strikeout.
You take a look at the Nissan pitch track here. This is a hard slider down and away. Machado giving chase there. 83 miles an hour. We talked about his mix, fastball slider mix, and he tries to consistently keep hitters off balance by changing speeds throughout the count. He can sink his fastball and cut it.
That'll bring up Nick Markakis. 2 down, nobody on. Markakis with a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. 28-year-old Todd Redmond. Only the 12 2/3 innings worked since being called up. He was actually claimed by the Orioles this past February. Nothing came of it. There have been a number of players just kind of claimed and then waived again. So when he got waived again, Toronto claimed him in March. And here he is pitching against the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that will be taken inside, 2-1.
Yeah, I guess one of the philosophies for Dan Duquette and Buck Showalter, bring a lot of arms into spring training, and that's what they did with Redmond, and gave him a look to see if he could potentially help, and they didn't think the need was there. So
comebacker, big hop. Redmond's got it, and will make the underhand flip. So he starts out in just his second start of the year with a clean first inning, and the Jays lead at 2-0. The Red Sox lost Andrew Miller, left-hander, out of the bullpen, so they've picked up Matt Thornton. They acquired him from the White Sox last night, so now they got Thornton and Breslow, left-handers, in the pen. Mariano Rivera, are there any more records left? Picked up his 30th save. That's the 15th season in which he's reached 30 or more saves, and that is the most ever. Trevor Hoffman had done it 29 years. And Pedroia, 2 RBI single last night, 8th inning, won it. 11 of Boston's last 13 runs have come with 2 down. Hamill back to work here. There's Turris playing at third base. Will take it to second, and a base hit. So Turris just punches one through, and the leadoff man on each of the first 2 innings for the Jays. Oriole fans, how would you like to win a hitting contest with Adam Jones? All you got to do is sign up for Masson's Touch 'em All rewards. Follow, share, and score great prizes. Just go to massonsports.com to sign up. Being social has its rewards. Turris on with a single. That's 4 hits already for the Jays in the ball game. Here is Aaron Sebia. JP Arancibia, their catcher, 6-game hit streak, continued last night with a 2 for 4, including a home run. 1 of 5 total, 2 hit by the Jays. Arancibia with a 1 for 8 lifetime off Jason Hamill. Short lead at first for his Turris, and that will be inside. 1-1.
Not a bad pitch right there, though. It's nice to see the ability to move hitters' feet, especially a hitter like Aaron Sebia, who's had so much success against the Orioles. And of course, you mentioned hitting that big home run last night. You do not want them too comfortable in the box. And nice job right there to keep them uncomfortable.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Aaron Sebia will foul it back. For Jason Hamill, here in this ballpark this year, he's had 7 home starts, 1 and 3 with an ERA of 6.3 here at Camden Yards. Much better on the road, 6 and 2 with an ERA of 4.25. Big difference. Lifetime here at Camden Yards, he's 5 and 7. Ground ball to short, another double play. Hardy, Roberts. And Hamill getting a couple of needed ground balls early in the ball game. Tomorrow, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles replica batting practice hat presented by DAF. All kids 14 and under will have the chance to bring their Major League dreams to life by running the bases at Oriole Park after the O's-Jays game. So get your tickets, 888-848-BIRD, to go to Orioles.com, as tomorrow we'll wrap up the so-called first half of the season as far as the All-Star break's concerned, although they're well over the halfway point. This is game number 95 on the season for the Orioles.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick second half.
Yes, it is. And the pitch taken for a strike. So here is Brett Lawrie back, coming off the DL today, making his first Major League start at second base. And they hope he can get the bat going, because it has been a real struggle for him. Lawrie came up as a catcher originally. He was made a second baseman in the minors. He's played a lot of games in the minors, 113 one year, 131 another, 5 in another at second base. And then they moved him over to third when he came up to the majors. And now he's back to that second base position. The problem's really been the bat. You saw the average that he has put up. Not good. And a chopper towards second base, Brian Roberts. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Jones, Davis, and Hardy. Jones getting set to come to the plate. He had his 10th 3-hit ball game last night.
Yeah, he was swinging it, went down and got that slider there. 319 average, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs against Toronto. And he went out and got Burley on a slider right out in front of the plate.
And our AT&T Mobility trivia fact about Adam.
Yeah, Adam Jones has had at least 3 official at-bats in 182 straight games. That's the longest active streak in Major League and the longest in O's history. Pretty impressive number there.
It's a strange stat, isn't it? You would have thought it would have been streaks like that all over the place. A lot of games, 3, 4 at-bats a ball game, sometimes 5. Not so. Here is Adam. Davis and Hardy to follow as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And Redmond's pitch will be taken away for a ball. Redmond making his first career appearance against the Orioles in this game. 1-0 is taken inside. Made his debut with the Jays at Atlanta in May. Last year he made his Major League debut with Cincinnati in August. And a strike on the outside corner. So Redmond now getting a chance to pitch well with all the injuries that Toronto's had. No opportunity to start more than 1 game. That'll be a strike to Jones. Adam thought it was a little low. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire, 20 years behind the plate, 52 years old, out of Havana, Cuba. Angel working on the crew with Dana DeMuth, the crew chief, at third. Redmond with a 2-2 pitch. Jones, a strikeout victim.
Take a look at the Nissan pitch track here. This two-seam fastball takes off up and in. Aaron Sebia setting up down and away. Redmond loses command of it, but Adam Jones aggressive on the up and in fastball. Can't quite get to that one.
That'll bring up Chris Davis. 2 for 4 last night. Major League leading 35th home run. Good for 2 RBIs. Shift is on in the infield and the pitch is away. One 0 count. And Davis in a big cut. Good pitch down and in. Worth repeating out of our notebook. Chris Davis saying, I want to be the guy that parents aren't afraid to tell their kids to look up to and to model themselves after. Part of that has to do with the fact that he has made public he does not view the steroid players who hit home runs as properly in the record books. We've mentioned it. Single season record he considers to be Roger Maris's, and the All-Star break record. He knocks out the top 2 and comes to Reggie Jackson, and he said it publicly, and there are some people in baseball don't like it. They don't like it for a number of reasons. Some just don't agree with it. Others don't want the controversy.
All right.
They just don't want to have to deal with this thing about numbers and steroids. And to Chris's credit, he stood up for it, for the guys who play the game without using those performance enhancing drugs that are not allowed. 3 ball, 2 strike count. The All-Star game is going to be interesting because I think Chris will be asked about that with all the press coverage. It has a chance to become a real story this year because Chris making it so that if he in fact comes close to Maris and 61 home runs, all of a sudden people got to decide what's the real record. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Chris to be followed by J.J. Hardy. And the 3-2 delivery to him. That'll be grounded outside of first, foul. Just missed going over the back. Minnesota beat the Yankees today in the earlier game 4-1. Hughes took the loss. He's now 4-9. Gave up 4 runs, 5 hits, 7 and a third. DeDuno had a nice outing for the Twins. Got the victory 5-4, just a run on 6 hits over 7. So the Twins over the Yankees 4-1 today. There's Davis in a good one with Redmond. 8th pitch of this at bat coming. 3-2 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled off.
Quite a battle here. Redmond giving him everything he's got. Chris Davis battling to stay alive through this at bat.
Thought that number we showed you in the open on the opposite field home runs was really interesting. He leads the majors with 11 the other way, and that's the combined number he had in 2011 and 12. And now, goodbye, home run. He's got a dozen the other way. Chris Davis. The big bat is back. Number 36. Chris Davis launching one the other way. Hardy up.
Well, it was a great at bat by Chris Davis. Works the count to 3-2 and just kind of battles until he gets a mistake. Actually, not a terrible pitch on the outer third, but Chris Davis once again showing that great power the other way.
His Torres can't make the play on it, and Hardy's got an infield hit.
Take a look at Crush Davis's swing here again. He's shown great balance all year long. Look at the head position as he stays behind the baseball. No movement at all. That is just raw strength at the end, and he just flicks it out there to left field.
89 RBIs, second in that department, first with the 36 home runs, and 62 extra base hits, 10 ahead of Mike Trout in extra base hits for the lead. And here is Matt Wieters. Wieters with Hardy on at first base. Orioles going to run up on the board here. Matt with a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. And that's away. And again on that home run, we've talked so much about it, but Jim Presley has made such a point of, with all the hitters, the other way, the other way, the other way. Staying back, keeping your hands back, keeping your head down. When they listen with the power Davis naturally has, he gets as many home runs almost one way as he does as if he pulls. Good off-speed delivery to Wieters right there, 1-2.
Well, these guys are so talented. All of them have the ability to use the whole field, and especially when you get to 2 strikes. I mean, you got to be able to back the ball up and fight off some tough pitches, and that was a great example right there. Chris Davis throughout that hole at bat, reacting to balls being pounded in, able to pull them foul and keep his bat alive, and even the pitches away, just fouling them off until a mistake was made on the plate. And with that great sound approach, I mean, just putting it up in the air, he is so strong. Camden Yards can't hold him.
And Matt Wieters with Hardy at first has a 1-2 count. Redmond gets it in and gets the out. 3 strikeouts for Redmond. And as Wieters walks back, we're wondering whether or not he may have pulled his back a little bit.
You look at the pitch early. You see him kind of arching his back a little bit. Of course, Matt Wieters has been taking a beating behind the plate and foul balls, and of course playing every day, and he will not come out of a game. He's just one of those tough customers that always wants his name in the lineup.
If anybody can use an all-star break, it's Matt Wieters in this ball club. So now with Hardy on at first base, 2 down, here's Roberts. Brian had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, moving back into the leadoff spot for the Orioles for the first time since July of last year. And the pitch by Redmond will miss, and the count goes to 2-0. Brian's starting to get some at bats now. Roberts hitting .220, 50 at bats. He's had a couple of home runs and a double, 4 extra base hits, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Redmond losing that one, and the count goes to 3-0.
Orioles putting a little bit of pressure on Redmond here in this inning, making him work 23 pitches to this point.
3-0 count. Short lead, Hardy at first base. Roberts takes it. By the way, Kawasaki was the player who was moved in order to get Laurie back on the active list today. Kawasaki was optioned to AAA Buffalo after the game last night. 3-1 delivery, and Roberts is on with a walk. 2 on and 2 down. Maryland Lottery hit a big contestant of the game is Lucy Glendon from Nottingham. Lucy's won $500 for being selected, $100 more for every Orioles hit during the game, and $500 for any Orioles home run in the 5th inning. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery hit a big contestant of the game, play 5-card cash. Go to mdlottery.com/Orioles to enter. Good luck. Nolan Reimold DHing. 0 for 3 last night. First and second, 2 down. The Orioles last night 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They only left 1 man on base. They got him on and brought him in. Davis home run, 2 RBIs. Jones home run, 3 RBIs. Hardy home run, 3 RBIs. 1-0 delivery, popped up outside of first and out of play.
Well, we talk about that all the time, that the danger of this offense, and that's why they're so feared throughout a ball game through the whole 9 innings, because 1 or 2 guys get on, everybody in the lineup has the ability to hit the ball out of the park.
Earl Weaver, whose patch the Orioles wear in his honor, Smiling down. 3-run homers. And it's up high and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Reimold with McLouth waiting on deck. 2-1 ball game. Potential tying run out there at second base. And Reimold on a pitch again, just sailing away from Redmond. And he's having troubles finding that strike zone or even getting close to it, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, a little bit out of his rhythm right here. Some good at bats, I think, have led to this.
Last and only start. Last outing against Minnesota. He got the win. Gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. Real good start for him. Only 1 hit. Game time 2-run homer by Trevor Plouffe. That'll be foul back. But the ball club came on to win that game, and he got the W. 3-ball, 2-strike count. There are your base runners. Hardy at second. Roberts at first. And another 3-2 delivery. Runners go, and he got him. So 4 strikeouts for Redmond, but the Orioles put one up on the board. The Major League leading home run hitter Chris Davis delivers number 36. A run, 2 hits, and 2 left on. Have the opening of a big 3-game weekend series with the Red Sox here at Camden Yards. Hope you'll help paint the park orange. Battle for that division lead. Good seats remain but won't last. 888-848-BIRD. Go to Orioles.com. Here's Bonifacio. He can start in left field. Switch hitter. Good speed. Manny Machado in at third because of that. Bonifacio hitting $169 right-handed, 222 left. Couple of home runs, both hit left-handed.
Yeah, they were hoping for a little bit more offensive production out of Bonifacio as well. We've talked about Lowry's bat kind of dropping here for the Blue Jays this season. And they went out and made some pickups. They thought obviously the speed of Bonifacio would help, but they wanted more production out of his bat for sure.
Up nowhere near what they wanted, Mike. They are 9th in average and 8th in runs. They thought they'd be much better than that. As we said, they are 2nd in home runs. Their pitching's about the same. Overall 9th. Their starters, though, are 14th in ERA. Their bullpen is 2nd. They have had some of the same problems the Orioles have had in that regard. And Bonifacio's headed down. It's going to put the leadoff man on here in the 3rd inning.
Kind of confusing right there. Bonifacio didn't know whether it was a strike or ball until Angel said go ahead on down to first base.
So that's the first walk surrendered. And here is Reyes, who doubled and scored his first time up. Manny Machado will stay in at third base. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Here are the numbers for Reyes on the DL, of course, for a long time. And getting back into ball games now should really help this club. It's only his 27th game. He's just reached 100 plus at bats. And Bonifacio back to the bag. Team will run. Bonifacio's got 11 out of 14. Team 63 stolen bases on the season. Machado still playing for the bunt. 0-1 delivery. Reyes wanted to hack, held up on it. 1-1. Toronto fourth in stolen bases in the American League. Cleveland Indians have taken over number 1 in stolen bases. Red Sox are now 2. Orioles 8th. On the money. Got him. Wieters 43%, throwing him out, and not a chance on that one.
Perfect execution from everybody all the way around. It was a pretty good jump by Bonifacio. Hamill with the quick slide step. Gold Glove catcher Matt Wieters right on the money to Brian Roberts. Look at this release. No sign of a sore back there. Good job straddling the base by Brian. It's his knee down. Quick slap tag to get Bonifacio. That's a big out.
Dix had leadoff walk off the base paths. Reyes fouls it away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Matt has not had a lot of chances of late throwing base runners out because not many have been running. A chopper to second base. Roberts on the big hop. 2 down, 3rd inning. Our PNC minor league report is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Yeah, a lot of O's in the futures game this year. Of course, Rodriguez doing a great job. The youngster 6-5 with a 3.08, but Walker tearing it up at his level. 311, 11 home runs, 55 RBIs, and Uridia, he just got promoted to AAA, and he continues to stay on fire. 365 batting average this season.
Always a great treat for the younger players who get to go in play in that game, because the All-Stars themselves and the majors are around the ballpark usually, and a lot of scouts are always on hand for that game. Foul back into the stream. Bautista 2 down, nobody on. Bautista popped out his first time up, lengthening his 0 for in the series to 0 for 6 now. Hamill with the 1-1 delivery, and Bautista fouls that one back. I think you can see in his swing the need for the home run. I mean, right now he's just, more than anything else in the world, he wants to drive one.
Seems to be forcing the issue.
Ooh. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him. That'll be grounded foul. Bautista with a 1-ball, 2-strike count, hitting .250 here in July. He's had 1 home run in the month of July for the Jays. He's 2 for 15 lifetime off Hamill, and that will skip away outside.
Talk about forcing the issue. Jason Hamill really tried to force that one to the spot, held on to it just a little bit too long.
2-ball, 2-strike count here. Bautista takes it. Bautista comes in tied for 8th in home runs with 20, with Mark Trumbo of the Angels. Everybody behind Chris Davis, of course. Still drawing a lot of walks, so he's scoring a lot of runs. He is 5th in the league in walks with 50. And a swing and a foul tip. Wieters couldn't hang on, bounced off the glove.
Take a look at the Verizon Fios Exmo here. Great rotation right at the end. Look at the late bite at the end. Bautista doing a good job just to get a piece of it. Beautiful pitch. Remember, Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet. That's powerful.
Bautista fights it off to hold the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 45 pitches thrown by Jason Hamill. This is going to be the 9th pitch in this battle with Bautista and Hamill. Here's the 3-2 delivery, and Bautista chops it to third base. Machado. No runs runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the third coming up, and the top of the order for the Orioles. Tables and dining, the ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races.
American League team leaders with runs scored. Red Sox leading the way of 496. Tigers behind them 471. But there are the Baltimore Orioles, 452 runs scored this season. Indians on the list, and Tampa Bay as well. That American League average at 407. So the Orioles producing runs very well.
Boston leading Tampa Bay by 4.5 games, and the Orioles by 5.5. Yankees now trail by 6.5 for the loss they had today, and Toronto's 12.5 games out in the American League East. Nate McLeod flied out his first time up, and Nate will pop that one into the seats foul. McLeod's got a very fine .313 average when he leads off an inning. And in a lot of those situations, those hits are coming on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Redmond missing with it. And it goes to 1-2. .46 pitches thrown by Redmond, and we'll just keep reminding you it's only a 7th start. Deep to right field. Bautista there. He's got it. So McLeod's retired. Ball hit hard, 370 feet away. Here is Manny Machado coming up. You take a look. The number on your back, how does it sell? Well, these are the latest numbers from Major League Baseball on the sale of jerseys of Major League players. Buster Posey with the Giants is 1. Then you see Rivera, Molina, Wright, Harvey, Harper, Jeter, and Manny Machado is 8th on that list. And how about the youngsters? Machado, Trout, Puig, all on there with sales of Major League jerseys at the All-Star break.
Yeah, they love, obviously, the young stars in the game today, but certainly the respect for the future Hall of Famers on that list as well.
That's a fair ball. Tagged him? No. Threw him out. So Aaron Sebia gets Manny Machado on a little nubber that rolled fair. 2 down. Aaron Sebia tried to tag him on the way by, missed him, and did a 360 turn and made a nice throw.
I've seen that a couple times in this series where balls are just cued off the end and start actually in foul territory but spin back into fair, and both catchers doing a nice job handling those plays out in front of the plate.
Nick Markakis up. Nick grounded out his first time up. 2 down. A 2-1 ball game, bottom of the 3rd inning. For Nick in the extra base hit department, 18 doubles and 8 home runs. 0-1 delivery to him, taken inside. Nick has walked 29 times, only 40 strikeouts on the season for Markakis. 1-1 delivery on the way. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Only defensive positioning, really. They move a little bit towards right in the infield, and they back Lowry, the second baseman, up in the outfield grass. Foul back, and the count 2-2. Otherwise, Nick gets a pretty straight up defense.
Well, I would think when you go over the scouting reports for Nick Markakis, must be one of the toughest hitters to defend in the game because he has the ability to use the whole field. And he will attack early as well. You make a mistake and he can jump on a pitch and turn on it. But sets his sights hard to the middle.
And got him. So picking up some strikeouts. Redmond's got 5 so far through 3 innings. And the lead on the board, the Jays, 2-1. And a summer day, and the Orioles have a 2-1 disadvantage here with the Jays on top. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick, big house on hand. The excitement around Baltimore and around Major League Baseball for the Orioles, you can really see it continuing to grow, Mike.
Oh, you sure can. Of course, with the winning ways now in Baltimore, last year's great success, making it to the postseason. But now the All-Stars, Chris Davis, of course, the home run today, but Adam Jones, J.J. Hardy, and now Manny Machado really getting the support of the fans in Baltimore, and they're playing great baseball. I mean, a super first half once again for the Baltimore Orioles.
You hear it from opposing teams, players, coaches, managers when they come to town. I mean, they say without being asked, that's a really good ball club you got there. Something like that just seems to be universally said. Great respect for what the Orioles are doing. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I'm telling you, the second half, I'm convinced it's going to be like it's been the last couple of years. But the second half, especially in the American League East, is going to be great for fans. Is going to bring heartburn to managers.
Right.
Because there are going to be some real good baseball games in the second half. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And that one's going to be fouled off. Encarnacion with a hot bat. 2 RBI homer, first inning, number 25. He's had 3 career home runs now off Hamill. He is 7 for 15. And 3 of those 7 hits have been homers. Up to 50 for Jason. Pitches thrown so far. 1-2 delivery to him, and a towering fly ball left field. Will it carry? McLeod looks like he's got room, feeling for the wall, won't have to. Encarnacion retired. When the Orioles take on the Red Sox July 26, 7 and 8, right here at Camden Yards, fans are encouraged to bring any non-perishable food item or cash donation to help support the Orioles Reach Food and Fund Drive. The Oriole wives, Oriole advocates, WJZ TV personalities will be at each ballpark gate collecting your donations to benefit the Maryland Food Bank. That's Friday, July 26, Sunday, July 28. For details, OriolesReach.com. And we welcome all those watching on WJZ on this Saturday afternoon. Here is Lind, and he takes it for a strike. Lind a single his last time up. 0-1 delivery to him. He'll pop it up. Third base. Machado under it. 2 outs. Orioles wrap up for the All-Star break tomorrow. Ball game at 1:30. 1 o'clock goes extra. 1:30 for the ball game. Scott Feldman against Josh Johnson, the scheduled starters. And those not going to the All-Star game will get to go home and rest. And those going to the All-Star game will be heading up to New York either tomorrow or Monday. Colby Rasmus. Rasmus get into a double play his first time up. .1-0 delivery to him. The Orioles after the All-Star break will open up on Friday against Texas in Texas. 3 night games in Texas, then 4 games in Kansas City. Then they come back home starting with that Boston series on the 26th of July. That's going to be a base hit. Jones over. And Rasmus is on with a 2-out single.
Well, Jason Hamels seemed to have settled in after that first inning. Working his fastball down in the zone better. A couple elevated pitches. Rasmus got one right there, but that's usually when he gets in trouble. He's had some big double plays to get out of jams in this ball game in that first inning to get out of trouble, and then in the second a big double play, and both of those were great 2-seamers down at the bottom of the zone. He can work the knees and lower. He'd get a lot more ground balls and certainly stay out of trouble. Ball is flying right now. He's already given up a 1 home run to Encarnacion.
Is Torres with a runner at first base, 2 away, as Torres had a single his first time up. Hamill has been a fly ball pitcher. 57% of the outs coming on fly balls this season. Torres checking down to third base with Luis Rivera, with Rasmus on at first and 2 outs. 5 home runs for his Torres. Got 22 RBIs. And he'll hold up, and the pitch is going to miss. So it goes to 3-0 as Torres. Arancibia is waiting on deck. Given your choice, you'd rather not face him.
No.
And get this guy out. 3-0 delivery as Torres will be taking here. He does. It's in there for a strike. Torres been hitting the ball. He's hitting .317 over his last 28 ball games. 3-1 delivery to him up the middle. That hit Hamill. He's going to cover first. Davis not going to get him. Ball will get away. Runner goes to third. Hamill couldn't find it in time. So Rasmus heads up. He had the pop-up slide going into second and watched the play. And once it got away from Hamill, he moved up. Now the question is, where did that hit Hamill, and is he all right?
Yeah, bullet right back up the middle. He kind of kicks it, deflects it over to Chris Davis. Take a look here as Torres 3-1 count. Looks like right off the heel, and Hamill picks it up pretty quickly as far as where the ball is. Then the feed behind from Chris Davis. Oh, here's going to be a great view. Kick it right off the toe. See Brian Roberts reacting up the middle. Chris Davis making the play over at first base.
So now first and third with 2 down. And here is Arancibia. Power hitter. Arancibia will take it down low for a ball. Arancibia with a chance to add to the lead. He's hitting just .147 with runners in scoring position. Rasmus at third, as Torres at first. Toronto 1 for 2 in these situations so far today. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that will be up high. And the count goes to 2-0. 2-0 delivery, and Sebia took it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Another big moment early in the ball game for Hamill, who got the first 2 outs fairly easily on Encarnacion and Lynn. Then the single by Rasmus, and his Torres getting on with the infield hit. Aaron Sebia with a 2-1. 2-2.
A real good slider right there. Falls behind 2-0 and kind of a get me over slider. Aaron Sebia taking it, of course, not the fastball that he wanted to hit, and then Hamill backs it up with a beautiful slider down and away, and right back into the count.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Aaron Sebia goes down swinging. Hamill gets his first strikeout when he needed it. No runs, couple of hits, 2 are left on. It remains 2-1 Jays. Bats of the Orioles at work, and that's exactly what they've seen so far in this ball game. Jason Hamill making the start. Crush doing what he does best. Another opposite field home run. Major League leading 36. Now 88 RBIs for him. And Matt Wieters, what he does best, throwing out base runners. 43% effective coming into the ball game in that department, and the Orioles fans a lot to cheer about. Orioles bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jones a strikeout victim. Redmond has walked 1, struck out 5. He only had 8 strikeouts in 12 2/3 innings coming into the game. He has already struck out 5 in this one. There it goes, way back left field. Adam Jones. You can do it. I can do it. And the Orioles tie the ball game. And the All-Stars are at it again. No question about it off the bat for Adam Jones. Number 18, 65 RBIs. And foul back by Davis.
Boy, Adam Jones is getting to some pitches down in the zone, a 2-seamer, and he reaches down and gets this one. Almost an identical type swing to the home run he hit in yesterday's ball game. Great extension from Adam Jones.
And here's Chris Davis to hit his home run in the 2nd inning. The 3 starting All-Stars all homered in the game last night. Jones, Davis, Hardy. Davis and Jones have done it again here. Popped up towards foul territory. He'll be out of play. And they are. Jones, Davis, Hardy all had homers last night. First set of 3 or more teammates starting in an all-star game since 2003 to hit a home run in the same game leading up to the all-star game.
Unbelievable.
Maybe do it again today. And the pitch is taken up high by Davis, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Redmond had given up 2 home runs in his 12 innings worked. He's given up 2 in 4 innings in this one. Davis danced a little bit. That one may have hit his foot. I think it did. So Redmond, second hit batter he's had this year.
Yeah, this slider just kind of keeps digging in on Chris Davis. Take a look here. His back foot turns over, catches him right on the top of the back foot. And you know that one doesn't feel too good.
8th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. So Davis down to first. And here is Hardy. JJ had a single his first time up. And we'll take the slider for a strike. Hardy this season came in with a 209 average against the Jays. 3 home runs though. And 9 RBIs. And Hardy with a big cut. And it'll be at first or second. Laurie coming over will put it away. So there's the first out. Runner stays at first base.
I think Lowry wanting to settle in over there at second base. Hasn't had much action. He comes over and takes that one away from Encarnacion.
Almost bumped him.
Yeah, he did.
First start at second in the majors for him. Here's Waiters, strikeout victim, his first time up. 1 down, Davis on at first base. And he'll stroke that one in the air to left field. Bonifacio makes the play, throw to second. Davis stays at first. 2 down in the 4th. Orioles 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Couple of runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Jays. That'll bring up Brian Roberts, batting 8th in the lineup today for the Orioles. He drew a walk, the only one surrendered by Redmond. This time he takes it to right field. That ball's back near the wall. Bautista looking right off the top, making the turn. Davis are going to wave him home. Bautista had trouble getting it, throws into the cutoff and threw him in an RBI double. Roberts, a 2-bagger, scoring Davis, and the Orioles take the lead.
Brian Roberts real aggressive. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. This pitch is elevated up and in. Brian turning on it. Bautista kind of over deking and forgot to play the carom off the wall, and that allows Chris Davis to score easily from first base. Ball scooted by Bautista in right field. Brian Roberts easily into second.
So Roberts gets his 8th RBI, and the Orioles get their first lead of the game, 3-2. Deking with 2 down.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much.
Yeah, get yourself in position, try to keep that run from scoring, and he just misplayed that one off that big right field wall.
Reimold struck out his first time up. And Reimold will foul that one away. So the Orioles 3 runs on 4 hits, and they're on top after they trail 2-0 on the home run by Encarnacion in the first inning. They battle right back. Jones, Davis, home runs. Roberts doubled. 0-2 away. Orioles 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position, and chased one up high. So that's 6 strikeouts for Redmond. But the Orioles are going to pick up a couple of runs. Jones started it out. The good doctor delivered to left field. Not sure where that debris came from, but we'll check on that for you. History, 1991, the Orioles had a no-hitter. It took 4 to get it done. Bob Malachy held the team hitless for 6. Mike Flanagan, Mark Williamson, and Greg Olson came on to throw 1 inning each of no-hit ball. That was in Oakland. And in 71, Frank Robinson, a 2-run homer in the Midsummer Classic, was named the MVP of the All-Star game at Tiger Stadium. He joined Brooks Robinson in a unique setting, as only Brooks Robinson, and Frank Robinson have been named as the MVP of a league, of a World Series, and of an All-Star game.
Wow. It's impressive stuff.
Yes. Taking first strike on the outside corner. Brad Laurie, followed by Bonifacio, and then Reyes at the top of the order. We are in the 5th inning. Orioles have the 3-2 lead. Laurie may be just coming off the DL and rehab games, but he sure hasn't lost any of the energy in that cut. He takes really big, vicious swings. High ankle sprain is what took him out back on May 27. 1-2 delivery to him. Laurie will chop that one to second. Roberts again. Mark your calendars for Sunday, August 4. All kids 14 and under at the afternoon game against Seattle can bring their major league dreams to life. They'll get to run the bases, 135 game. Don't miss the special moment with family and friends right here at the Yard. Get your tickets in advance and save. 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. That's on Sunday, August 4. Talking about August already. Wow. That ball hit the other way, Bonifacio to McLouth.
Jason's throwing the ball really well. Pitched himself out of a tough jam that last inning. A couple quick outs here. He'd like to get this Orioles offense right back in the dugout.
Reyes a double, 1 for 2. He's had 4 hits and 6 at bats now in these 2 games. And Reyes will take the pitch for a ball. Reyes came into this game with a .452 career average against the Orioles. Here's a 1-0 delivery to him, and he'll punch that one in the air towards center. Jones coming, and he's got it. A 1-2-3 inning. That is the first of the game for Hamill. Orioles 3, Blue Jays 2. Bonus for this inning only. Our Maryland Lottery hit a big contestant of the game gets $500 for any Orioles home run. Lucy Glendon has already won $900. And for your chance to be the Maryland Lottery hit a big contestant of the game, play 5-card cash. Go to mdlottery.com/Orioles to enter. Out of the ball game, Todd Redmond, the starter for the Jays.
Yeah, Redmond lasting 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of those earned, coming by way of the home run and a double by Brian Roberts. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, though, 67 pitches. Guess that's all you can ask out of Todd Redmond. Second spot start for the Blue Jays, and he gets away to Aaron Loop. This will be his 39th appearance. Nice low earned run average of 2.0, 33 strikeouts with 5 base on balls. He's got the fastball slider mix to go as well. Opponent average 242. Lefties hitting just 200. He's got that cross body delivery. Righties a little bit better at 267.
So Loop will work as the Orioles bat in the bottom half of the 5th inning, leading it by a score of 3-2. Leadoff batter Nate McLouthey has flied out to left field twice in the ballgame. And Loop's pitch will be taken for a strike. Numbers continue going up against left-handers. For McLouth now at 259, 285 off the righties. 0-1 delivery to him. Broken bat, comebacker. Loop sidearms it over to Encarnacion for the out. Let's take a look at our Chevrolet League Leaderboard, brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Yeah, Manny Machado leading the way in the American League leaders in doubles. He has 39, Trout 29, Mauer 28, but Chris Davis on that list as well with 26. Johnny Peralta finishing it off with 25.
And here is Manny Machado standing in to face Loop with 1 down and nobody on. And the pitch inside for a ball. Machado has a 2 for 3 off Loop. Loop appearing in his 7th game against the Orioles this year. And that one's going to miss. Buck taking the long walk from one end to the other of the dugout. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that is in there for a strike. 2-1. He doesn't get down this far very often. That's almost outside the dugout, the other side of the camera well over there at low first. 2 ball 1 strike count. He wanted to look at something, and a chopper. There's another one that's a fair ball. Aaron Sebia, what a play by Encarnacion. He kept his toe on the bag, and Manny Machado for the 2nd time grounds out to the catcher. It was almost identical to the last at bat.
Yeah, it really was. Aaron Sebia bouncing out again. Another good pitch from Loop to tie up the Orioles hitters. Take a look at the throw up in the air, but Encarnacion right on his tippy toe at the end to record the out and get Machado.
Good play. Aaron Sebia and Encarnacion combining. 2 down. Here's Markakis. He is grounded out and struck out. And that'll go to short. Reyes is there. And throwing strikes, in the defense working behind the pitchers for each of these ball clubs. A 1-2-3 inning, so Hamill will go out there in a hurry as we go to the 6th. For more Orioles action, the series finale, Scott Feldman on the mound against Josh Johnson. Our coverage on MASN HD, 1 o'clock, goes extra, presented by Geico, followed by our game coverage at 1:30. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Take a look at tomorrow's starters. Josh Johnson trying to get back on track. Pretty good earned run average, 4.62, but 1-4 record. Of course, he suffered through some injuries for the Blue Jays early, and Scott Feldman, the newest Orioles, looking to make his mark in the Orioles rotation.
3-2 ball game. Orioles up as we go to the 6th, and Bautista leading it off. He is 0 for 2. 2 hits in his last 26 at bats. 1-0 delivery to him. Hamill lit by the numbers right and left in this ball game. The right-handers are 1 for 8 against him. They came in hitting .285. That's a little better than he'd done on the year. Left-handers, though, have gone 5 for 10. They'd hit .272 on the season, left-handers, coming into this ball game. So they've done a little better, left-handers, against him than the season numbers. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Bautista rips it to third. Manny Machado playing deep. 1 down. Join Orioles Reach and the Oriole Advocates for the 13 Orioles Hall of Fame Luncheon. It's coming up on Friday, August 2nd, right here at Camden Yards. Among those to be honored, O's All-Star Roberto Alomar. Proceeds benefit the Orioles Advocate Charitable Foundation. For tickets and details, 410-247-2703.
You know, Roberto Alomar would love the defense that the Orioles have been showcasing this year.
Now working with the Jays organization, their front office. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. He has had a home run, his 25th, flied out. His home run, 2 RBI shot, first inning, accounting for the Jays runs. Davis, his 36th home run for the Orioles. Jones, his 18th. RBI double by Roberts, the 3 for the O's. Leans away from that one, 2-0. Jason Hamill throwing his 80th pitch of the ball game, and a good one. Some break on that one, and a 2 ball, 1 strikeout.
Well, he's been falling behind a few hitters, but he's been able to throw that slider for a strike and really keep them off the fastball and the hitters count.
Outside corner strike.
Backs it up with another good one.
Hamill after win number 8. He's 7-5 in the year. And the 2-2 delivery on the way. That'll miss outside. Three ball, 2 strike count. Encarnacion with Lind waiting on deck. And the 3-2 pitch, another chopper. Wieters gets it. Busy day for catchers. Pretty sure Hamill will not have a complete game. The pitch count's already up to 83, and they don't exist anymore. Take a look at the complete game numbers. 61 complete games this season on a pace for 107. It would be the fewest all time in any season. Last season there were 112. That was the fewest. Maybe a new record set this year. You look how the percentage of games complete games has dwindled. 45, it was 46%. 92, 9.2. 2013, 2.2% of games end up being complete games thrown by pitchers. It's simply a thing of the past.
Well, it sure is, and I think nowadays, obviously, the specialized bullpen certainly comes into play, but a pitcher's health, I think, more so comes into play. We've seen rotations just be devastated with injuries, and I'm not going to say it's because of being overused, but certainly have to be careful. They want the rotation to be there all year, and organizations need a healthy starting rotation.
So the complete games go down. The bullpens become that much more important. Lind will bloop it, and the Orioles just can't get him out. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's got a 15-game hit streak against the Orioles, and he's on here in the 6th inning. By the way, the Cardinals have 6 complete games. They, as a team, lead the majors in complete games this year. So a 2 away, runner on at first at number 7 for the Jays. Rasmus has singled and hit into a double play. He's got power. With 2 down, the delivers a line drive. Jones got to play it on a hop. Lynn goes into second base. Rasmus on with his second hit. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. And making sure he gets a timeout is Hamill. Hamill may have seen the hidden ball trick that they attempted last night, the San Diego game. Second baseman holding onto the ball, tagged the runner out. Didn't count, though. The umpire said he had granted Sandoval timeout.
Oh.
But you better make sure on those that you get your timeout. You've seen the players in this game when they've asked, they have their hands up and they're looking at the umpire to make sure it's called. Because just because you raise your hand as a player and ask for it doesn't mean it happens.
Exactly. That's right. It has to be granted to you.
Yeah. 1-0 count. 2 down. Runners on at first and second is Turris. Did not go around on it. Dana DeMuth down at third. Wieters wanted to ask him, but Angel Hernandez didn't. So he didn't. 2-0 delivery, 2 away. And as Turris puts it into the seats, foul. Turris with a couple of base hits, 2 for 2. Hitting the start at third base. Wieters out to talk with Hamill. Up to 90. One for 3 with runners in scoring position today for Toronto. And a little chopper. Gonna have to hurry. Hamill over to cover. Not gonna get it. And the bases are loaded. That had trouble written all over it, as Roberts, Davis, and Hamill were all going after the baseball, and Hamill couldn't get to first.
Yeah, really kind of the Bermuda Triangle right there. I don't think there was a play that could have been made. I think it was just perfect placements by his Turris. See Brian Roberts back on the grass. And when Chris Davis realizes that Hamill can't get to that ball, it creates such a deep angle there, he goes and gets it, but just too late for Hamill to get to first base.
Here we go with a big one. Big situation here. J.P. Arancibia with the bases loaded and 2 down. Singles Lynn, Rasmus, and his Turris. Arancibia is struck out and hit into a double play. Goes after the first pitch and gets the base hit. Lynn will score. Rasmus will score. A 2 RBI single for Arancibia. And the Jays go back on top 4-3. And the inning looked like it was going to be so peaceful for Hamill.
Yeah, take a look at the Verizon Fios here. Not a bad pitch. Arancibia just really aggressive with the bases loaded. He gets the bat head on and picks up a couple RBI there. That's 4 straight singles now for the Blue Jays.
42 RBIs for Arancibia. Arancibia is having a field day against the Orioles. Asensio in the bullpen. This season, Arancibia, he came into this game hitting .400 against the Orioles. He now has 12 RBIs in this, the 12th game that these teams have played. And Hamill drawing a breath as Wieters went out to talk to him. First and second, 2 down. 10 hits for the Jays. Laurie up is grounded out to second base twice. And another one to Brian Roberts. And that's what he's been doing all year. Topping the ball to second, and the Orioles will take it. Couple of runs in, though, on 4 hits, 2 are left on.
This afternoon, Chris Davis with another home run to lead all of baseball. That's his 36th. He did that in the second, but Adam Jones hammers one in the fourth. It's a deep drive to start the inning off. Brian Roberts adds to the run totals here. A double off the wall, beating Batista deep. But JP Arancibia picks up a bases-loaded single, scoring Lyndon Rasmus. And the Blue Jays now have the lead. Starting pitcher comparison here. Redmond knocked out after 4 innings. 3 runs, all 3 earned. Hamill 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 93 pitches to this point. Remember, Geico saving people money on more than just car insurance.
So Redmond is non-decisioned in the ball game, and Loop, who came on in the last inning to pitch, becomes the pitcher of record for the Jays. Adam Jones leads it off against him. And Jones with a swinging strike. Bazooka Jones. That's pretty good.
That is.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Bazooka gum, of course, which is, in fact, what they chew. And what he blows bubbles with. Here's the 0-1 delivery. I sense some personal appearances, perhaps an attachment to the company that
yes.
manufactures Bazooka. Adam will be your agent, so give me a call. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And pitch away, didn't go. So another horse race here. 8-5 in the ball game last night that the Orioles won. Games during this homestand against Texas and the Jays have been tough games. Orioles splitting the 4 games against Texas, winning the opener last night against Toronto. 2-1 delivery by Luke, way inside, 3-1. Adam hitting .259 off left-handers coming into the ball game. .305 off righties. 3 ball, 1 strike count. And he'll lash that one back into the seats. Interesting, you watch Adam Jones just because he happens to be the one at bat violating Rule 602 D1.
What would that be?
I think we got to prosecute him. Not sure. 3-2 the count. And a chopper foul. Rule 602 D1 states the batter shall keep at least 1 foot in the batter's box unless one of the exceptions applies. One of the exceptions did not apply in either of these 2 last pitches. The reason I bring that up is this interesting story in the Washington Post. One of the minor leagues is trying to speed the game up a little bit and enforcing the rules, including the pitchers throwing when they're supposed to. Swung on and foul tip. The at-bat stays. Rule 804 says when the bases are unoccupied, the pitcher shall deliver the ball to the batter within 12 seconds after he receives it. If not, it's a ball. So they're trying to see if they can enforce those rules in the Atlantic League, trying to reduce the average time, which had jumped up to 3 hours, which is also where the Major League average has gone for games played. Those rules have been in effect for a long time, rarely, if ever, enforced. 3-2 delivery, and he's on. So Loop surrenders the walk. Jones, the leadoff batter, on base. The Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 6th inning.
That big walk right there from Adam Jones. A rare walk.
Well, let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Pitching coach Pete Walker out to talk to Luke. McGowan out in the bullpen right now. Walker going over obviously the game plan against Chris Davis. Certainly a very dangerous situation here. Chris Davis has had success off both lefties and righties, and we've seen his power to all fields.
See the percentage of hits that have gone for extra base hits. He's at the top.
Yeah, Chris Davis at 58.1%. Carlos Gonzalez at 50. Rizzo at 50. Ortiz and Castro also on that list.
So Davis up. Shift on. home run hit by a pitch, and will take the pitch for a strike. Orioles down by 1. Chris Davis, the outfield, of course, back way up. And a ground ball into the shift, second base. Lowry's got it. There's one. Relay no. Lowry had a long way to go to get in to get to the ball. No chance to turn 2.
A pretty challenging play here for Lowry's first ground ball. Has to be aggressive, playing deep on Davis. Adam Jones going in hard, as he always does. Not even an attempt from Reyes to turn the double play.
So Davis is on, reaching on the fielder's choice. 1 down, with J.J. Hardy coming up. We're talking about the length of games. In case you were wondering, this year the average game is 257 in the majors. It was 255 last year. One of the reasons, pitching changes. Oh, here's one now. Out comes Gibbons, the manager. John Gibbons will be going to the All-Star game as one of the coaches for the American League. Will make the change. As you take a look at Legends Park, fans getting a chance to go there during, before, and after the game. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick, good ball game again. I really think you're getting a flavor of what the second half is going to look like in the games in this homestand. Played against Texas and now against Toronto. Tough baseball.
It sure is. I mean, it's not going to get any easier. Obviously, teams are going to tighten up down the stretch. There might be some moves made here in July, obviously with the deadline approaching, and it is going to be a grind all the way through. But the Orioles have put themselves in a pretty good position, but they have to be prepared to take on the heat that's coming over the next couple months.
And those games against Boston remaining are going to be, big-time affairs. We talk about the 2-for-1 when you play in the division. They are clearly the team being chased. They're playing well. They look like they're pretty stable. Those games ought to be something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every team in the East, obviously, those games make a huge impact, and they're going to reflect, obviously, on the decision at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Who goes, who's the wild card team, and who wins the division. So a lot of impact with all these division games coming up.
And Dustin McGowan is going to come out of the bullpen. He will do the pitching in relief, getting Loop out of the ball game. Loop worked an inning and a third. Didn't give up a hit, didn't get a strikeout. He is responsible for the base runner on Davis at first, fielder's choice. And the pitch to Hardy. JJ has singled and popped out in the ball game. Orioles down by 1, being out hit 10-4 in this game. Orioles have had some big double plays turn that have really helped starter Jason Hamill. Hardy will take the pitch outside. 2-0. Hardy 0 for 2 in the only at bats he's had against McGowan. And that's going to be outside. So the reliever comes on and immediately falls behind on Hardy 3-0.
Well, command has always been an issue with McGowan, but he's kind of been effectively wild to help get himself out of jams. With patience is certainly something that the Orioles have to take when they're facing him.
And Hardy will take the strike on the outside corner. McGowan, he has worked 7 straight scoreless innings with 11 strikeouts in his last 8 innings pitched. Opponents have hit only 111 during that stretch. 3 ball 1 strike delivery to Hardy and a swing and a miss. So McGowan comes back to take it full.
Well, McGowan's got a live arm. He can get that fastball up in the high 90s, and he's a guy that's had to endure a lot of shoulder surgery. So certainly making his comeback here for the Blue Jays, trying to solidify a spot out there in that bullpen.
And Hardy will pop it up. And Sebia. And just over the screen. Against the Orioles, this is only the second game McGowan has appeared in. He worked an inning, gave up a hit and a run with a couple of strikeouts in the only previous appearance this season against the O's. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Camden Yards. 46,150. 46,150 packing them in for this Saturday game. Runner goes, swung on a miss, throw from his knees, and he got him. What a throw by Aaron Sebia. He has tossed out 21% of base stealers, never bothered to come up. A strikeout and a throw him out double play. Nobody left on base. It remains 4-3 Jays. Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. So our good ball game rocks on here as we go to the 7th inning. Jays getting back on top with the Aaron Sebia bases loaded single in the 6th. Teams have gone back and forth with the lead. Hi, having a good time? It's your brother. He's bothering you. Here's Bonifacio. 9-1-2 against Hamill. And the pitch there for a strike. Bonifacio's drawn a walk and he is flied out. 4-10-0 for the Jays. 3-4-0 for the Orioles. The Orioles won last night even though they were out hit 14-9. Bonifacio, speaking of hit, is bouncing away down the first base side.
And we saw Chris Davis get hit on the back foot with a breaking ball, and I think Bonifacio gets the same. And see the spin and the curve, and right off the big toe of the left foot. So the pain on his face there.
That is the 8th hit batter by Jason Hamill this season. So Bonifacio, the leadoff batter here in the 7th, is on. Machado will move in at third base, and Reyes coming up. Reyes a double. He's 1 for 3, and Asensio for the second time up in the bullpen. And Bonifacio back to the bag. One caught stealing in the game, and it was Bonifacio in the 3rd inning. He had drawn a walk. He got thrown out by Matt Wieters. And then we saw the caught stealing on the other side against Davis, ending that last half inning. Nobody out. And the pitch taken for a ball. Hamill trying to make his way through the 7th inning. Give himself a chance maybe to be the beneficiary of Oriole runs in the bottom half. He's thrown 96 pitches in the game. 1-0 delivery to him, and a breaking ball taken inside. Count goes to 2-0.
Trying to get Reyes to bite on those breaking balls. He's doing a pretty good job of laying off and a couple tough pitches there.
Reyes double leading off the ball game, scored ahead of Encarnacion in his home run, and that pitch is going to be away. So Hamill's been close but not quite, and the count goes to 3-0. Asensio is ready in the bullpen, and you got Bautista waiting on deck. Bonifacio the lead, 3-0 delivery, taking all the way, and he walked him on 4 straight. Only the second walk surrendered in the ball game, the other being in the 3rd inning, and that's it. So Hamill's not going to be able to get through here, and he wanted to, so he would have had a chance to be the winning pitcher. Can't be now. He will be responsible for the 2 base runners on, and Asensio, who just joined the Orioles yesterday and made an appearance in the ball game last night, is going to come back on in this one. Jason Hamill out of the game. It's the Blue Jays 4 and the Orioles 3.
Down past few starts for Jason Hamill. It seems like one pitch, 1 or 2 pitches, or 1 inning causes him problems, and that was the case today. 6+ innings here, 10 hits, 4 runs, all 4 of them earned, a couple walks, just the 1 strikeout, 99 pitches on the afternoon, and he gets his way to Asensio. Asensio threw last night, did a nice job, a couple runners on base, but was able to get himself out of a jam. We saw a real good changeup, a little breaking ball, and a live fastball from Asensio.
And he faces Bautista with runners on at first and second base, nobody out here in the 7th inning. Bautista with the 0 for 3 in this game and 0 for 8 in the first 2 games, and he will foul that one off. Asensio appeared in his 40th major league game last night. First for the Orioles. He pitched with Atlanta, Cleveland, and the Cubs, with some major league action intertwined with a lot of minor league games. 30-year-old. Yesterday, the Orioles plucking him from AAA, where he was the closer. That one is drilled down the line. Will it stay fair? It does. Off the base of the wall. McLouth will get it in. Scoring Bonifacio. Over to third base goes Reyes. And a double for Bautista and an RBI. And a 5-3 Toronto lead.
Take a look at the Verizon Fios Exmo here. Another changeup, but this one stays on that inner third, and Bautista able to get the head to it and keep it fair for a big double and a big tack-on run. Now the Blue Jays leading 5-3 here in the seventh.
55 RBIs now for Bautista on the year, and the two-bagger leaves first open, so Encarnacion is going to draw the intentional pass, which will load the bases for Lynn. And Patton warming up in the bullpen. Lynn, the left-handed batter, on deck. Asensio, there's ball 3. Asensio having an outstanding year. AAA as the closer for Norfolk. And the 3-0 deliveries outside. There's ball 4. So Encarnacion will head down. That's the first intentional pass he's had all year. Wow. Yeah. And here's the lefty coming up. Lynn slowly coming to the plate, believing Showalter's coming out, and correct he is. So Buck Showalter will make another change here. Asensio will work no part of an inning, be charged with a hit and an intentional walk. And Troy Patton, the left-hander, will come out of the bullpen to face Lynn, who's hitting .291 off lefties.
On in relief. This will be his 37th appearance. 3.79 earned run average. 26 strikeouts for the lefty. 13 base on balls, and he's been pitching really well since June 1st. Just 3 earned runs, 1.84 earned run average. See the opponent batting average 285, lefties 286, and righties 284. Made a lot of improvements. The command of his slider has certainly been the key to his success. 13 of 18 inherited runners stranded for Troy Patton at 72%.
So here again, another big moment in the ball game. Lynn will come on. He's already picked up 2 singles, has scored a run, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Now has a 4-game hit streak overall and a 15-game hit streak against the Orioles. So Patton's got his work cut out for him right here. Base runners, they're loaded up. Reyes, Bautista, and Encarnacion. And the pitch will be outside for a ball. Even though Toronto lost the ball game last night, it was much like this. They kept the pressure on all night long with runners on base. 1-0 delivery to him. Davis off his glove. He thought he had it. They got a force out at second base, and they will get it. So it will be a fielder's choice for Lind. An RBI as Reyes will score from third base and increases the lead to 6-3.
Bullet hit down to Chris Davis, and he thinks it might have gone through the webbing. Take a look right here. Pretty good glove reaction. And he thinks it's in his glove. He goes for the tag. He says, where's that baseball? Brian Roberts out there backing it up, able to get the force at second base.
Really stung. And not much Encarnacion could do, so he's forced out at second base. Runners on at first and third, still only one away. And here's Rasmus, 2 singles. He's hit into a double play. And that's exactly what Patton would like to get right here. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Toronto has grounded into the 4th most double plays coming into this ball game. At 77, they've added 2 more in this game. Orioles, by the way, the 2nd fewest ground ball double plays. Is that ever a change from last year?
Yeah.
0-2 count on Rasmus. Six runs on 11 hits for the Jays. Bautista at third. There's a little ground ball to short. Force at second. Get the out there, but another run will score. So another fielder's choice RBI. Rasmus will get credit for that one, and it's 7-3.
Just the pace of that ball. I mean, Troy Patton getting the ground ball, but the pace of it too slow to double up Rasmus.
So 2 down. Now just a runner at first base, Rasmus, who picks up the RBI. And with 2 away, foul back by Izturis. Izturis 3 for 3, hitting from the other side of the plate. Jason Hamill will be charged with 5 runs now in the ball game. That ball put in the air. Jones there, and he's got it. Izturis is retired, but big 7th inning as the Jays add 3. 7th inning stretch time at Camden Yards. 7-3 Blue Jays. here at Camden Yards. A 7-3 Blue Jays lead. 7th inning stretch time out on Utah Street. This big house on hand. 7th inning or later, the Orioles have done damage.
Oh my, have they? They have been clutch. Batting average .260. That's third in the American League. Home runs though 37. That's tied for first. Runs third with 149. Slugging percentage .429. That's leading the way. And extra base hits 99. That's first in the American League as well. So you can never count this Orioles offense out. They are clutch from the 7th inning on.
And the final line on Hamill is going to be 6 runs, 10 hits, 6 innings, 2 walks and a strikeout. Asensio charged with the other run that scored in that 7th inning, a run on a hit, no part of an inning pitched. So now the Orioles try and battle back. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's Wieters. And a towering pop-up. Who wants it? Left fielder. And Bonifacio puts it away, and Wieters is retired. Swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. Play as one of the real Home Run Derby participants from the past 3 years in the arcade mode or the Derby mode that recreates the authentic Home Run Derby tournament experience. Available on iPhone, iPad. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby for free. Gowan on the mound. Right-hander's delivery taken away by Roberts. Ryan an RBI double, and he has walked in the ball game. Roberts a 5 for 12 in a home run lifetime off the right-hander, and that pitch will miss inside. 2-0 to Roberts. Redmond, the starter for Toronto, 4 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Then Luke came on, worked inning and a third. Gave up nothing. Darren O'Day in the bullpen for the Orioles. And now McGowan on for Toronto. Roberts with a 3-0 taking. It's there for a strike. And Brett Cecil in the bullpen for the Jays. That one's going to be into the corner. Roberts getting around on it. Bautista going in off the wall, and a double. 2 doubles in the ball game for Brian Roberts.
Brian Roberts has been a double machine, and he gets a fastball in the heart of the plate, and he hammers it down the right field line. And if this ball is misplayed at all, Brian Roberts will get in third easily, but standing on second base with his 2nd double of the game.
And Nolan Reimold up. Reimold has struck out twice in the game. The DH batting 9th. Roberts off second base. Orioles 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Haven't had a lot of chances. Left a couple on in the 2nd inning. Runner in scoring position left on in the 4th. Now Roberts out there in the 7th. And Reimold will take the slider away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Reimold a couple of strikeouts in this ball game, and really kind of struggled through last night's game. Would love to put together a good at bat to keep this little mini rally going here.
1-1 delivery to him. Sweeping pitch that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikeout. Reimold, 1 down. And the 1-2 pitch. He went around on it. First base open. Aaron Sebia's got a throw. He does. So McGowan picks up the strikeout. Reimold goes down 3 Ks in the game. Over to third base goes Brian Roberts.
Take a look at the pitch here from Gowan. A hard slider down in the dirt. Reimold tries to hold up. Aaron Sebia gets him at first, but Ryan Roberts ends up over at third base.
And another pitching change coming as McGowan will be coming out of the ball game. We'll see our third reliever for the Jays coming on to face McLeod.
He's got a 1.99 earned run average, 53 strikeouts in 45 and a third inning. Look at the opponent batting average, 171 overall, and lefties hitting just 129. Righties a little bit better at 219. Brett Cecil, 13 of 18 inherited runners stranded at 72%.
And Brett Cecil is an all-star. He'll be heading to New York for the all-star game, facing Nate McLeod, who is 0 for 3 in the game, 0 for 6 in the first 2 games of the series. Runner at third base, 2 down. 0-1 delivery to McLeod. Pops that one up, and no play. For Toronto, Cecil will be joined by Jose Bautista, Juan Encarnacion. They're going to the All-Star game along with Steve Delabar, who was the fan-selected last player to make it. And Edwin Encarnacion and Bautista, the big bats, along with those pitchers. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that'll be up high. And as we said, John Gibbons is going to go. He was selected to be one of the coaches. There's Gibby. His all-star break will be short. 1 ball, 2 strike count to McLeod. Breaking ball. Cecil thought he had him. 2-2. Two delivery on the way, and he went. Play will be made again. Aaron Seavey the throw. Cecil comes on and gets the strikeout. The Orioles no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the 8th inning here at Camden Yards. Candidates today, Chris Davis, he's had a homer, hit by a pitch, scored a couple of runs, 36 major league leading homer. Adam Jones for the Orioles, he's picked up his 18th home run and an RBI. And Edwin Encarnacion, well, he's had his 25th home run. Your chance to vote, A, B, or C, 31826. 7-3 ball game, 7-11-0 the Jays, 3-5-0 for the Orioles. The O's All-Stars getting a happy send-off right there from a fan. Here's O'Day.
Yeah, Darren O'Day. This will be his 44th appearance for the Orioles already. 5-0 record, 2.21 earned run average, 41 punch-outs, 11 base on balls. And he has been holding opponents to a 221 batting average. Lefties at 316, but the righties just 163.
Patton worked an inning, had zeros across. Here's Aaron Sebia. Aaron Sebia, the big hit in the 6th inning. He picked up a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded. That came with 2 down. Aaron Sebia at 224, but 42 RBIs. And a swing and a miss on O'Day's delivery. Aaron Sebia waits on the 0-2 pitch and will be a little bit low to him. One ball, 2 strikes. Aaron Sebia against O'Day, 0 for 4. 1-2 delivery to him, puts that one in the air to left field. McLeod has room and will make the catch.
Just enough movement on that slider away to get off the end of the bat to Aaron Sebia. Another good pitch from Darren O'Day.
So Laurie coming up, he's had an 0 for 3, grounded out to second base on all the occasions. Brian Roberts has made the assists on him. Hitting at just 204. And the pitch there for a strike. Trying to get him to stop rolling over on pitches, which is what he was doing before the injury and what he has done here in this ball game. No question, he's got power. When he's got the swing going, he can hit the long ball, but it has not been the case this year. Oh, 2. O'Day fires that one up and away. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, hitting is a crazy business. I mean, it's all about confidence. When you're not feeling good and believing in your swing and trusting in the work you put in, the numbers just won't be there. And Lowry certainly has the potential. He's done some good things at the major league level. But he's been struggling this year, and he goes down on a tough slider from O'Day. Take a look at this slider. Darren O'Day coming from the land down under. And you see the rotation and that late fade at the end, just off the end of the bat for strike 3.
So O'Day, 2 down, nobody on, 0 for 4. Lowry in the ball game, and that'll bring up Bonifacio. Bonifacio's drawn a walk. He's been hit by a pitch and scored, and he's flied out. Manny Machado in at third base, and the pitch misses for a ball. 8th inning, 2 away, nobody on. 7-3 game. Jays had a 2-0 lead. Orioles made it 2-1. Then the O's got on top 3-2 in the 4th. Jays came back 6th inning, took a 1-run lead, then added 3 more in the 7th. 1-0 delivery, fouled off. Back with you tomorrow to finish up the 3-game set and head into the All-Star break. Scott Feldman, Josh Johnson. 1:30 game, 1 o'clock O's extra. And there is Feldman, who'll be going for the Orioles. 1-1 delivery, look out. Through the box. Bonifacio's got a 2-out single. That will bring Reyes up. Reyes a double scored in the first inning, a walk scored in the 7th. In between, he's grounded out and flied out. And even with 2 down, Machado stays even with the bag at third base.
Oh, you really have to. I mean, you move back and Reyes will lay a bunt down in a second. What the Orioles want to do is take away as many opportunities as they can. The speed at the bottom and top of this lineup can add to some more runs, and they do not need any more runs across the board.
Oh, 1 count. Runner goes right there. Got him. West can't run on him. Bonifacio for the 2nd time. Caught stealing in the ball game by Matt Wieters. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. The defensive Wieters with that great release and had him by 3 feet. Orioles walk this season. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to the Y of Central Maryland's Fit and Fun program. 229 walks, $11,450. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Saturday in the city and a full ballpark for Game 2 of the 3-game set. Toronto try and make it a rubber match for tomorrow. They've got the 7-3 lead. Brett Cecil is on the mound, and that's fouled away by Manny Machado. Machado, Markakis, and Jones here in the bottom of the 8th. 0 for 3 in the game, 1 for 7 in the series for Machado. Manny came in with a .354 number against the Jays this year. This series, it's been a little harder to come by so far. In the first 2 games, he had a single and a run scored in the ball game last night. 1-1 delivering a chopper to short. Reyes on the big hop. One down. And the other All-Star we were talking about, Steve Delabar, selected by the fans out of the final 5 to vote for.
Yeah, good arms in that Toronto bullpen to T.J. McFarland up for the Orioles, but Delabar has been fabulous for them, and so has Brett Cecil. Now, he was a starter at one point, and then he ended up getting sent down to the minor leagues, but he has found a home in the bullpen. His fastball velocity is certainly crisper. It's in the low 90s now, and he can get it touch mid 90s actually, and he's got 4 pitches because he was a starter before, so he is very effective obviously coming out of the bullpen now for the Blue Jays.
Markakis against him, and that's taken outside. Jays, their starters have had the problems with the second highest ERA. Their bullpen has had the second best. John Gibbons saying before the game, no question about our pen, he said, but we just can't get there. They end up having to go too early and somewhat too often to their bullpen. The Orioles have heard that story before. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Markakis. Nick with the 0 for 3 in the game, 1 for 7 so far in this series. 2-1 delivery through the wickets and through Reyes. And Markakis is on with a base hit. Reyes not real happy, thought he should have been able to get a glove on that.
It looked like he had a beat on Nick Markakis. Right threat back through the box in between the legs of Cecil. But look at the range of Reyes. He thinks he's going to be able to get a glove down on it. But I think there's just too much pace on that ground ball, and it sneaks by him.
So Markakis with a base hit, the 6th hit for the Orioles. And it'll bring Adam Jones up. His home run, 18th, came in the 4th inning. He has struck out and drawn a walk. 1 on, 1 out. And Brett Cecil's delivery to him, that bounces all the way to the backstop. Wild pitch sends Markakis down second base. Adam with the long ball earlier.
Yeah, back-to-back days and almost identical swings. 6th home run of the season against the Blue Jays. He did not miss that one. That is deep into the left field stands.
Brett Cecil with his 4th wild pitch of the season moves the runner down, takes away the potential for the double play, and gives Adam Jones an opportunity with a runner in scoring position, Nick Markakis. Jones with a 1-0 count. And outside, 2-0. Adam has faced Cecil 20 times with 2 hits. 2-0 delivery. Cecil way out of the strike zone, having trouble with a release point here. 3-0.
The Orioles like to see that. Get another hitter on base for their slugger Chris Davis waiting in the wings.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Jones takes for a strike. This would be the inning here in the 8th for the Orioles, at least with the bats. Middle of this order. Adam 3-1. And Sebia having to go through the signs a couple of times. And too long for Adam Jones, who steps out. Cecil's 3-1 pitch, and that's in there. So it goes to 3-2. Angel Hernandez, the subject of discontent.
Very gutsy call right there, a little 3-1, and drops a big hammer. I think Orioles sentiment was that it was high, but that pitch had some pretty good bite on it at the end. Looked like it dropped down into the zone.
So 3-2, 1 away. Cecil coming back after falling behind there. 3-2. Jones takes, and he's on. Cecil surrenders the walk. And the Orioles have runners at first and second, with Crush coming up and a discussion at the mound before he's going to get a chance to hit Pete Walker on his way out.
Only always concerned when you have to face Chris Davis. Make sure everybody is on the same page. Get it down. Go over the scouting report again. Walker obviously reiterating what they talked about in the scouting report at the start of this series.
Earlier in the ball game, second inning.
Yeah, Chris Davis got to hold another one. 36th home run this season, most in major leagues, and it's of the opposite field variety. And he has been doing that consistently all year. 12 the other way.
His 89 RBIs has broken the Orioles record set by Boog Powell. RBIs before the All-Star break. Boog had 86 for the record. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Davis is 1 for 9 off Cecil. Runners on first and second, one down. 1-0 delivery. Davis on the cut, fouls it off. SRO crowd standing above the scoreboard and right, standing out in the pavilion area over the hitter's eye. Ball will go back and out of play. And a lot of folks today above the bullpens watching, standing out by the flagpoles and by Legends Park to see all the folks. They've been out there for the whole game, standing and watching. Part of the crowd of 46,150. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Davis. Markakis and Jones on base. Stays at 1 and 2.
Wow, that was pretty impressive right there by Chris Davis. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Cecil right on the outside corner. Maybe a touch off the plate, but he shows a lightning quick bat to foul that one off and keep the at-bat alive.
One-two delivery again, and there's a great hook, and no argument by Davis. Cecil crossed him up and gets a tremendously important strikeout.
Yeah, big hammer here, and you watch it. The buckler, Chris Davis, saying, "Ooh," and it falls back in. Pretty good curveball right there from Cecil.
And with that, the left-hander will be coming out of the ball game as again they'll go to the bullpen. Orioles 2 on, 2 down. Hardy coming up.
His 38th appearance here, 5-1 record, 1.74 earned run average, 57 strikeouts on the year. Opponent batting average 196, lefties 185, righties not much better at 205, and he is a power pitcher. His fastball can get up to 97. Heritage runner stranded, 10 of 18, 56%. for Delabar.
Delabar, a great story, who in 2009 was pitching in the minor leagues, had a broken elbow and missed the entire 2010 season. Came back in 2011, made his major league debut in 11, and then last year he worked with Seattle and Toronto for a combined 4-3 record in 61 games, all out of the bullpen. 29-year-old, about to celebrate his 30th birthday in a couple of days, Steve Delabar. Hardy up, runners on at first and second base. There are 2 down in the 8th inning. Hardy's had a single, popped out, struck out. Nobody there in the turn to Markakis. Markakis a single, Jones the walk. There are the base runners. Delabar's delivery. Hardy will take it inside for a ball. Hardy with a 1 for 2 in the only times he has faced Delabar. Game filled with moments, important moments affecting the outcome of this ball game have been repeated right from the beginning. A lot of runners on, strike taken by Hardy. Delabar has appeared against the Orioles in 3 games now. The other 2 he won 1. 3 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, showing bunt, trying to get on. Delabar jumps, gets it, gets the out. And that will do it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. 8 complete. Jays lead. Brought to you by University of Maryland University College. Big crowd on hand here, and seeing a real good ball game again. The Jays on top 7-3, out hitting the Orioles 12-6. And we go to the 9th inning. The Orioles will return to the bullpen.
Yeah, TJ McFarland hoping to get this Orioles offense right back in there. 4.21 earned run average this year, 41 strikeouts in 52 hits. Opponent batting average at 269. Lefties hitting 266 and righties hitting 272 off TJ.
And McFarland will be facing the top of the order for Toronto. Reyes, Bautista, and Encarnacion due up against him. Reyes started this game out with a double, scored on the Encarnacion home run. He's had a walk, also scored on that one. 1 for 3 officially in the ball game, 4 for 8 in the series. Switch hitter turns around here to start the 9th inning and will take the pitch away for a ball. Reyes has had 9 hits in 22 at bats as a right-hander, including 3 of his 4 home runs. Delivery to him, and that is going to be taken. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Jason Hammel, 6 runs, 10 hits, 6+ innings. Still the Orioles pitcher of record. Asensio, no part of an inning, a run on a hit, an intentional walk. Patton worked an inning with 0s. O'Day, an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. The other side, Redmond started, spot start, 3 runs, 4 hits over 4 innings. That ball to center field. Jones. And let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. Chris Davis on top. Still time to text in your vote, though. A, B, or C, 31826. Results on the O's Extra post-game show. One down, nobody on. Here's Bautista. He got an RBI double in the 7th inning, getting his first hit of this 2-game set. 1 for 4 in the ball game. McFarland with the 0-1 delivery to him, and Bautista will take it on the outside corner.
Yeah, and it was a big hit as well. They've really been able to neutralize Bautista here, especially at Camden Yards, but came up with a big hit back in the 7th and double scoring too.
0-2 pitch to him, fouled off. Just about everybody's contributed either with a hit or a scoring in this lineup today. Only Laurie has not had either. He's 0 for 4. And the pitch will be taken outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count of Bautista. Barring a big comeback in the 9th inning, could be a rubber match in the final game of the series tomorrow. Sunday afternoon game at 1:30. Here's the 1-2 delivery by McFarland. That'll be put in the air to right field. Markakis. 2 away in the 9th. Encarnacion, the homer, is 25th in the 1st inning. Got an intentional pass in the 7th. 1 for 3 in the ball game. TJ McFarland's delivery to him is a strike on the outside corner. Tampa's playing Houston today. They're in the 8th. Tampa up by a run. That'll be down to third base. Manny Machado right on the line. He got it. So that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for McFarland. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Leaders Roberts, Reimold are due up. The Orioles trail 7-3.
Extra post game, and boy, the Orioles need a big rally here, Rick.
They really do. Very frustrating day for Jason Hammel and the Orioles offense too, being out hit by Toronto 12-6 so far. They're down 4 runs in the 9th. They needed some people on base.
And we'll hear from Buck Showalter after the game and others as those extra post game begins shortly. But let's go back upstairs now for the bottom half of the 9th inning. Do or die, Gary and Mike.
All right, Tom and Rick will watch with us here as we see what the Orioles can do. Down 7-3, and Wieters will be leading it off. Delabar came on in the last inning, got the final out. He'll stay on the pitch here in the ninth. Wieters a 1 for 6 off Delabar. Matt, in this ball game, a couple of fly balls to left and a strikeout. 1 for 7 in the series. Toronto Blue Jays may fall out of this early in the second half of the season or post All-Star break. I mean, they've got a lot of ground to cover. There are 12 and a half games out, and you got everybody else in the division in front of you. But this team is going to give other Eastern team fits.
They sure are.
Yeah. Just with their bats.
Well, if they hold on to their players,
yeah,
they could be a sell team and try to dump some salary and regroup over the offseason. But certainly a lot of good players with a tremendous offense. John Gibbons, the manager right there, knows that you have to slug in the East to be competitive, and we're seeing that today once again from the Blue Jays.
2-0 delivery on the way, and that will be taken up high. Orioles will take the walk. 3-0 count on Wieters. Need base runners. Brian Roberts on deck. Delabar's delivery. He's had trouble here working, and the at-bat against Hardy, he fell behind 3-0 and had to come back. Falls behind Wieters 3-0. Now the 3-1 delivery, and he walks in. Orioles have picked up 4 walks in the ball game. Leadoff man on, 9th inning.
Yeah, that could prove to be a big walk there. Brian Roberts has been red hot. Of course, the home run last night, but a couple doubles in this ball game, and this lineup could turn back over and possibly give Markakis, Jones, and Davis another chance.
Roberts has had 2 doubles, an RBI, and a walk in the game. Delabar's pitch to him is there for a strike. Ryan Flaherty has come out to pinch hit for Nolan Reimold. Oh, 1 count. Chris Dickerson, who had that shoulder problem a couple of days ago, not on the DL. They don't expect him to go there. Is he available? I don't know.
He took BP today and threw, so I think he potentially, I think he is available. I really do.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Casey Janssen in the bullpen. Delabar's delivery swung on, foul tipped, held on to by Aaron Sevilla.
Just when you think his location and command is going, he dots a 95-mile-an-hour fastball down and away to Brian Roberts. Brian just getting a piece of it, but Aaron Sevilla able to hold on.
1 away. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty for Reimold, who had 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Delabar's pitch to him will miss for a ball. Flaherty is a pinch hitter, 1 for 2. Overall numbers: 6 doubles, 6 home runs for extra base hits. One 1-0 delivery. That's it for a strike. One delivery on the way. Right now, the go-ahead RBI picked up by Aaron Sevilla, 6th inning, when he got that bases loaded single that drove in 2. Runs 3 and 4. So far, the catcher is the game-winning RBI. They put up some more in that 7th inning with the Bautista double, Lind and Rasmus on Fielder's Choice RBIs, as they got 3 in the 7th. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and it'll be taken inside. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Flaherty. McLeod, the leadoff batter, on deck. 2-2. Flaherty into the corner. Bautista going to get it. He'll hold it first. Sweeters goes to third. Corners covered. One down in the ninth.
That was a great at-bat by Ryan Flaherty. He really got pitched tough there. Started him off with a split finger. Take a look at it here. Another split finger that stays over the heart of the plate. And Ryan Flaherty stays on it and drives it down the right field line. Bautista with the strong arm. He stays at first base, keeping the rally alive.
So that sets up a save situation, and Delabar's coming out, and the closer, Jansen's, coming on.
Situation here, he's at 17 on the year, 24 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings. Got a full arsenal of above average command and control of all of his pitches. Look at the opponent batting average, 183, lefties 188, and righties no better at 175.
See the inherited runners stranded. He usually comes on in a clean ninth inning. Against the Orioles this year, he's got a 1-0 record and a 2-for-2 in saves. This will be his fourth game against the Orioles. He's pitched 3 innings, nothing across with 4 strikeouts. So Jansen on. The Orioles making it interesting here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Runners at first and third, 1 away. Nate McClouse had an 0-for-4 and an 0-for-7 so far in the 2 games. And Jansen gets the pitch in. Ball popped up outside of first towards the seats and out of play. Orioles trying to mount a big rally here in the ninth inning. Down 7-3. They've got the potential tying run into the on-deck circle. Oh, 1 count. Orioles have come back to win 3 ball games where they have trailed after 8 innings, which in the scheme of things is a significant number. Lots of times most teams will have that number at the end of the year for wins where you trailed after 8. 0-2 delivery on the way. Look at it. Right off the fencing in front of the Jays dugout. Stays at 2 strikes. Manny Machado waiting on deck. Wieters off third, Flaherty off first. Here's the 0-2. Blue Jays have not lost a game this year where they've trailed, where they've had the lead after 8. They're 34-0. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. McLeod, check swing. Did he go? Ooh. Dana DeMuth at third.
Jansen working that outside corner and check swing. Nate McLeod got that call.
Ooh. Not much question on that one.
No.
See if he can take advantage of it. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And McLeod's gone.
There have been some low strikes called the whole game. And this one right at the bottom of the zone. Take a look. And Nate McLeod certainly doesn't like that call there. Another angle here. Looks like it passes right over the top of that front knee, mid-knee height. But
tough one.
Yeah, tough call there.
So here's Manny Machado. Now there are 2 down, 9th inning. Orioles down to a final out to work with. Jansen after the save, taken for a strike. Machado's had an 0 for 4 in the ballgame, 1 for 8. Jansen after his 18th save. Luke could pick up the win. He would be 4 and 3. Orioles starter Jason Hamill would take the loss and be 7 and 6. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Foul back. Jansen gets ahead of the count, 2 strikes. Oh, 2, 2 outs. Machado in the swing, and that's the ball game. So Jansen comes out of the bullpen, gets a couple of strikeouts. And for the Jays, an impressive win. The Orioles here in the 9th, no runs, a hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Final 7-3 Jays. WJZ. Have a good evening. So that will set the stage for the rubber match tomorrow. Scott Feldman takes the mound against Josh Johnson. Our coverage will begin at 1 on MASN HD. O's Extra presented by Geico, in the game at 1:30. This has been a MASN presentation. For the Orioles, they are now 52 and 43. Toronto 45 and 48 on the year. The Red Sox division leaders will play later tonight. Tom and Rick, O's Extra presented by PNC, standing by. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Adieu.